Hello, everyone. So in this video, I'm going to talk about questions on 2023 AMC. Okay, so let's get started with the number one. So we are given the value of this difference. So we know we want to start with the multiplication. So we want to go with 8 times 4, which is 32. And I have plus 2, right? And minus, and I do have a plus, but there is a multiplication right here. So I should go with multiplication first. So that will be 8 plus 4 times 2 is 8, okay? So that's 34, and this is 16, so their difference is 18. So that is choice D. Okay, that was straightforward, but sometimes people are missing somehow. So there are some other choices that people are getting by doing some, I guess, mistakes. So yeah, that was choice D. And the number two, okay, let's see. So it says we have a square. We are folding into four equal quarters, okay, like this one, as shown, and then cut along the dashed line, which is right here. Okay, and what you will get if you unfold this. Okay, so you may take a square paper and exactly do what they ask to do. But since this is not too challenging to visualize, I guess we don't really need that, but you can try for sure. So when you cut this through this point like this way, and then make this quarter, and then you are cutting through this line, right? But when you cut this one, just imagine the previous step. So you're actually cutting this way, but this was actually combination of this layer and this layer, right? So you have two layers. So when you cut this way, you're actually cutting two pieces as well. At the same time, since if you just put this all together like this one, when you cut it this way, actually you are taking four of the identical rectangles. So if you unfold this, so you will get something like this. So you will get a square right there, and you will get something like this. So this is gonna be actually taken from all these small squares. So you will actually missing this middle part, which is my choice A. Again, if you don't really see that, so it's good to take this a paper and just do it exactly what they said, and that will give you actually the answer. Okay, so that was number two. So number three that we have, so we have a formula equation actually, and is given how cold people feel when exposed to the wind outside. And this is basically what we want to use. Okay, the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, okay, and the wind speed is given per hour, okay. And suppose air temperature is 36 Fahrenheit. I'm just kind of taking a look at the units, so I don't want to miss any. So the temperature is 36, so this guy is 36, and minus 0.7 times wind speed. And we are told speed is 18 miles per hour. So I think we just need to replace those numbers. That's what we are gonna be doing, okay? So we don't have any calculator here, so I'm gonna just try, this is like 7/10, if you like to write it. So 7 times 18, so 7 times 10 is 70, 7 times 8 is 56, so 70 plus 56, 126. So you can write 126/10, which is not too bad. So 36 minus 12.6. If you subtract 12 from this guy, you get 4. And if you subtract 0.6 as well, so you got 23.4, I guess. And then we are looking for which is the closest one. So it's close to 23, which is choice B, okay? So, and we are kind of confident with this answer because, there was no 24 or 25. So the other ones are far away from what we have. And we actually get the answer easily. Okay, so that was number 3. And the number 4, we have, okay, the numbers 1 through 49 arranged in that square grid, okay, and starting from the center, 1 to, okay, given, a few numbers are given, and consider 4 numbers will appear in the shaded squares, like these 4s, I guess, on the same diagonal as number 7, which is, this is already given. How many of these 4 numbers are prime? Okay, so this is a good one, but we want to make sure not to miss any prime. So you can go ahead and complete this like grid as you like just adding one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can say 8, like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, 25. Like you may just continue, which is not going to take forever, but let's say the question wasn't that like simple. Instead of just completing a whole grid, you can see some sort of relation. You know, I see right away, like this number that we start was a perfect square, and then the next number that is in that diagonal is also a perfect square, which is the 3 square, not 2 square. And the next number is also perfect square. So I assume it's going to be 7 square, which is we have like 49 numbers, which makes really sense. Okay. And then since we are going to continue like this, right? So this number will be 48 and then you get 47. So without really completing the remaining, so you can see that immediately. And then you can kind of like guess maybe this number if you can, or you can just complete the grade. But there are a couple of ways to get this number without really completing this grade. So let me give that like for you to try, and I'll just move on from the numbers that we have. Okay. So that was 25. So 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31. So I'm going to just write those. Okay. So that will be 39. We don't really need to complete the rest, I guess, like 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and 49, that 47, which it looks good. So of this is another prime. This is a prime. This is a prime. This is also a prime. So of this, so we have 3 numbers that is a prime. So again, if you look at the numbers, like you have some different patterns to get this number. I just don't want to kind of tell you those, but can you figure out that? So that's your challenge, okay? So that was the number 4. So let me move on to the number 5. Okay, so the lake contains 250 trout along with a variety of other fish. Okay, and when the marine biologist catches and releases a sample of 150 fish from the lake, 30 of those are given as trout. Okay, and assume that the ratio of those will be the same in both sample and the lake, and how many fish will be in that lake. Okay, so you know we are told if you take any like 180 fish, okay, so of those the 30 will be the trout, right? And this ratio should be same. And now when you have 250 trout in that lake as a total, so that means that's my denominator. So then if you are not sure, you can just write as like fish, and this is gonna be or trout, right? So you can just write the other way around, like 30 over 180, which is also fine. And we have total out to 50s, and then we want to find the number of total fish. And then you can just use this proportion, and I can do the cross multiplication, but before we're doing it, so we can cancel those. So that's going to be 18 times 250 equals 3 times x. I don't want to multiply these numbers. I can divide by 3, which is going to be 6. So 6 times 250 is what I'm going to answer. So, you know, 425 is 100. So 625 will be 150. So 150 and then one more 0. So that should be my answer. So again, these are the questions so far. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, this is number 6 on the 2023 MC8. So we are given 4 digits are placed in one of these 4 spots and 1 digit per box, okay? And what is the maximum possible value of this expression? So like, I can say like we have 3 as the largest number. So one of the bases has to be 3, so we can get larger number, right? As soon as we have chosen this guy, we have second largest is 2. We have 2 2's, which means I will choose one of those 2 as the second, like the basis. So this number and this number should be chosen now from the other 2 remaining digits, 0 and 2. If I choose this as 0, that will be 3 to the 0, which is 1. But I don't want to choose 0 for this guy because this number will make like numbers smaller. If I choose 0 right here, that will be 2 to the 0 is 1, but 3 to the second is just 9. 9 times 1, so that's 9, that's 1, so that's gonna be 9. But at the same time, you know, this is a question I don't want to miss, so I just want to see if this is possible to get one of the other ones. So to get this guy, I need to get like 9 times 2, which is not possible because only way to get 9 is 3 squared. And then I need to multiply by 2, but with using the 2 and 0 left over after using 2 and 3, there's no way to get 2 because that's going to be 2 to the 0 or 0 to the 2, which is not going to give me 2. So this is not possible to achieve. And in order for us to get this guy, I need to get like 8 times 2. There's no way to get 8. Maybe if there is, like we have like 2 to the 3, which is 8. I can take this guy and this guy. But now I do have 2 and 0, so I need to multiply this by 2 to the 0th power, which is basically 8 times 1. That's 8, but that's smaller. So we cannot get 2 from the other 2 digits. So that looks like we cannot do this either. But 9 was achievable, so that is our maximum number, okay? Okay, here's the number 7. So we have a rectangle with the sides are parallel to x and y axis, has opposite vertices located at 15, 3, which is this point, and 16, 5, which is this point. Okay, this is my rectangle. A line is drawn through the point A, which is right here, and B, which is right there. Okay, so another line is actually drawn through the C and D, which is these 2 points. How many of those points on the rectangle, like this one, lie on at least one of those two lines? Okay, so basically we want to extend this line segment. So I can do like 3 units to the right, 1 unit up. So it will be like this. Actually, I did 4. So I should be doing this 3. So that's 1. And I can do one more 3 to 1. And I can do this another time. And then that would be, okay, this is one of them. So that will be passing through this. You see, if I extend this one, which is not really a nice line, but if I want to make it a bit better than that, so I see that that line goes through this one of these points, okay? That's one thing. And then if I do the same thing with the other one, so you know it's gonna be going down 1 and then to the right by 2. So it will be the same as you go. So it will be something like this. As you see, we are not actually touching any points on that rectangle. So I'll just take this as 1 point, okay? So let me take this guy. So I'm gonna make it a bit better looking line. So because we saw how that looks like, so it will be something like this. So only point that is actually on that rectangle is this guy, which is just one of those points. The answer should be just 1. Okay, so that was it. So here's a number 8. So we have 4 people participated in that ping pong tournament, and each player competed against each of the other 3 players exactly twice. And shown below are the wins and losses. Okay, and then 1 is winning, 0 is loss. Okay, and for example, Lola win 5 matches and lost 1. Okay, so yeah, those ones represent the winning, and then 0 is just losing. Okay, since we are told each person will play twice with the other ones, right? 3 plays exactly twice. Okay, each of the other 3 plays exactly twice. And then, you know, we have 4 people. So if this guy will play once with this, that will be 3. If this is playing twice, that will be 3 more, which is 6 games. So this guy will have 6 games, which is, as you see, each game is right here. And then each person will have 6 games. So double multiply that by 4, that's 24. So we have 24 games in total, or you can just go ahead and count them. So because we have 6, 6, 6, 6, that's much better. Okay. And since, you know, there is no tie, if one team is winning, the other is losing. So every time when you count the number of losses and number of winnings, that should be the same number, right? So that is something we can actually use it, right? Since we have 24 games, so that should be 12 winning, 12 losing. And then if you look at the winnings, which is looks like more right now, so that's 3, 5, then 3 more, which is 8, 2 more is 10. Okay, we have already 10 winning, right? So I should have 2 more winning. So which is not possible because I need to have 2 ones in this case. So 2 ones, 2, okay, this is not possible. This is okay, this is okay. So this is good. But now, you know, the person Lola actually lost on the 4th game. So if this guy is losing in that game, someone else should be winning. So as you see, there is right now a person, let's say Lola was playing against Tia. Let's say Tia won that game and then Lola missed that game. But at the same time, you know, this guy right here has a 0, which means this guy also lost a game on the 4th time, right? But who's gonna win that game? So that person should be this guy, because otherwise we cannot have like same winnings and losing on the 4th, like I guess game. So which is why this guy has to be 1. So it looks like 4th is 1 is right here, and that is not 1. So we can cross this one. And then that is also not 1. So that looks like only choice. And you can actually complete, you know, 2 ones, and then these two has to be 2 zeros, which is 0, good. And then 1 and 1, so that means 1 and 0, which is good. And then we already, okay, did the 4th one. So we have 2 ones, and there has to be 2 zeros, which is good, 0. And then, like, let me complete that. Since we have 2 ones, and then these two has to be 0. We have 1 and 1, so that has to be 0 and 0. We have 2 zeros. 2 ones has to be 0. And then this has to be 1 because we have already only just 1 winning. So that should be second one. So 2 ones, and that's 0. And that should be 1 as well. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. So which is my answer. So again, this was a bit tricky at first, but it just logic, I guess. So that was